Hello everybody and welcome to the Import-Export Hub channel. Your not so boring host Bogdan here. I hope that everybody is doing great. And guys, without prolonging too much this intro, let's take a look at what my one-of-a-kind and famous crystal ball recommended when I've asked it what to export towards Egypt. And I'm joking, of course. And in the next following minutes, as I was saying, I will cover 5 interesting products that are worth considering exporting towards Egypt. Of course, based on my personal and biased opinion, we will see Egypt's main trading partners, and as always, where possible, I will show you also the main drivers. So without further ado, the first recommendation comes from heading 0206, edible offal of bovine animals, swine, sheep, goats, and other living creatures. And we see here that in 2021, Egypt's imports amounted to some $169 million, which is the smallest figure in this 2017-2021 timeframe. With the United States here, areas not elsewhere specified, and India as the main partners, followed by other important ones like, I don't know, Brazil, New Zealand, or Poland, just to name a couple from this top 10 list, which is not that long, as you can see here. Cumulatively, these top 10 partners make up for some 99% of the overall imports from this heading, with the United States clearly dominating, even though it's on a downwards trend. In terms of year-on-year changes, we have a massive drop, if you ask me, some $187 million in absolute terms. The United States here, India, and Australia were hit the most, all three with figures above the $20 million mark for each. But we have a huge spike in trade intensiveness, if you want, with areas not elsewhere specified. And this term is not because they didn't know the country from which the meat was coming, but Egyptian authorities were requested by the exporting country to use this term in order to hide the country for, I don't know, competitive reasons or whatever. And basically, it seems that the Egyptian authorities are very flexible in this matter. And guys, if you've watched the previous 2 videos about Egypt, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to hiding the exporting or importing country. Anyways, moving now to the main drivers. Well, for both India and Australia, we have here heading 020622, so frozen edible bovine livers. Jumping to my second recommendation, guys. This one comes from heading 5201, so cotton, neither carded nor combed. And okay, you might say that it has an industrial use and prone to bigger companies, but I still wanted to mention this product, as Egypt is a big processor and exporter of apparel. For 2021, we have here some $197 million worth of imports, with Greece here, areas not elsewhere specified, and Benin as the main partners. Again, not that many, as we can see here. Greece alone has some 58% share, so quite concentrated for Greece, even though Egypt is only the second biggest export destination for Greece. I think the exports towards Turkey are almost 3 times bigger. But anyways, coming back to the table here, in terms of year-on-year changes, we have almost 17% increase in relative terms, which translates into almost $28 million in absolute ones, thanks to strong figures concerning Greece and the recurrent areas not elsewhere specified. As for the main drivers, unfortunately, this is not a complex heading, and we have here subheading 520100 for both Greece and Sudan. Jumping now to my third recommendation, here we have heading 1001, so basically wheat and mesclun. And don't jump on me yet and say that again I recommend another product prone to be traded in very large volumes. As guys, containerization is gaining momentum for quite some time now, especially with the relaxing freight rates. So what I'm trying to say is that, okay, we have the Egyptian authorities buying the bulk of the wheat when it comes to, I don't know, Russia, Ukraine, Romania, or Australia. But there are also small and even medium buyers in Egypt who are importing in smaller quantities, so basically in shipping containers. Relative to the year-on-year changes here, we have 8.5% contraction in relative terms, $229 million if I were to put a dollar value to it, with the Russian Federation and France contributing the most, almost $600 million fewer exports for the former and some $112 million for the latter. So quite important figures here if you ask me. But on the other hand, we have two players who emerged in 2021, and these are Romania and the recurrent areas not elsewhere specified. As for the main drivers, again, not a complex heading, and we have durum wheat, so subheading 100119 for both Romania and Lithuania. Moving now, guys, to my fourth recommendation. Bear with me just a little bit more. This one comes from heading 1209, so basically seeds, fruits, and spores for sowing. And here we have more or less a stable flow of imports in terms of value, with an average figure here around $99 million for each year, with Germany, Australia, and France as the main partners for 2021 at least, followed by other important ones like, I don't know, Chile, Denmark, or Thailand, again, just to name a couple from this top 10 list. In terms of year-on-year changes, we have a 5% increase, almost $5 million in absolute terms, with 5 partners on the red and 5 on green, so positive changes. The biggest absolute change happening in relation with Australia and areas not elsewhere specified, both with figures above the $6 million mark. As for the main import drivers, well, we have sugar beet seed from for sowing, coming from France, and other seeds and spores again for sowing coming from Chile. And finally, guys, my fifth and last recommendation for you, it's coming from chapter 15, so animal or vegetable fats. And I wanted to recommend an entire chapter and not just one heading. So basically for 2021, we have some $1.3 billion worth of imports. It's bouncing back to the pre-pandemic level, if you ask me. And we have here Indonesia, Malaysia, and areas not elsewhere specified as the main partners, which are followed by other important partners like, I don't know, Italy, the United States, or India, again, just to name a couple from this list. And relative to the year-on-year changes, well, we have here a 58.5% increase, some $356.3 million in absolute terms, with strong performances coming from Indonesia, areas not elsewhere specified, and the Russian Federation, the latter increasing its export value with some $53 million. And in terms of the main drivers, well, each country basically with its comparative advantage, and we have palm oil coming from Indonesia, so heading 1511, and soybean oil coming from Argentina, so heading 1507. And guys, with this last product being also covered, that's all for today. I hope you've liked it. Don't forget to hit whatever button you like below this video. And as usual, until next time, keep your business safe. Thanks.